Hello, Year 11. I'm going to go through the solutions to the problem-solving questions from today's lesson. Now, when we do this, you'll see I'm going through the ones for Redstone Hill. The questions were the same on all three papers, all three set of worksheets. It's just that the Redstone Hill one goes through everything step by step, whereas the other two levels, the Snowdon and the Mont Blanc ones, gave you less support. So the Redstone Hill one will still show you how to get to the answer. It just goes through and shows everything step by step. So here we've got a petrol tank. It asks what fraction of the petrol tank is empty. Well, 1/4 is filled, so that means 3/4 must be empty. Well, how many more litres are needed to fill up the petrol tank? Well, it holds 56, so we need to work out 3/4 of 56. So we'll do 56, we'll divide it by 4. 56 divided by 4 is 14. And then we do 14 times by 3. So that means we need 42 more litres. So if we're going to fill up this tank, we need to buy 42 litres of petrol. Well, if 1 litre costs £1.20, we need to do 42 times £1.20 or times 1.2. If you do 42 times 1.2 and use a calculator on this, 42 times 1.2 gives you an answer of 50.4. So that means it will cost £50.40 to fill up this tank. That's the first one. Right, moving on. So question 2. We've got a small square, we've got then 2 rectangles. It says some of these squares can be used to make rectangle A and rectangle B. So rectangle A, that's going to have an area of 8 times 6, so it's 48 centimeters squared. For rectangle B, it's 10 times 4, so it's 40 centimeters squared. Now we need to work out the number of 2 by 2 squares. Well, a 2 by 2 square has an area of 4 square centimeters. So for shape rectangle A, we need 48. Each small one is 4, so we do 48 divided by 4. So that tells us that we'll need 12 for A. For B, it's going to need to be 40 divided by 4. So we're going to need 10 to fill up rectangle B. And then Avi says that you need 2 more squares to make rectangle A than to make rectangle B. Is he correct? Yes. And this, to fill that, you need 12 for A and 10 for B. Right, it's moving on. Question 4 here. I know it's the third question, but it's question 4 labeled. So the area of rectangle ABCD, well, the whole rectangle is 6 and 10. 6 centimeters height, 10 centimeters across. 6 times 10 is 60 square centimeters. Triangle DAE, well, that's got one side there is 2, the height is 6, so it's 2 times 6 divided by 2, remembering it's a triangle. 2 times 6 is 12, divided by 2, so it's 6 square centimeters. Now for the shaded parallelogram, what we need to work out is we know the whole rectangle is 60. We've got to take away the triangle at the left, the triangle at the right, and 60 take away 6, take away 6. So the area of the shaded parallelogram is 48 centimeters squared. Right, question 5. We're given a table that gives some information about some costs. It says he wants to hire it for 8 days. And he wants to hire it from either Hanover or Windsor, but he wants to pay the least amount of money. So we're going to work out the costs for each one first. At Hanover, it's going to be £16.75 for day 1. And then we've got £6.95 for each of the other 7 days. So we're going to add £6.95 times 7. Delivery and collection are free. So that's what we need to work out. £6.95 times 7 is £48.65. So we've got £16.75 for the first day, and then a total of £48.65 for the others. And altogether, that's going to give us an answer of £65.40. So the cost for Hanover is £65.40. For Windsor, it's £8.90 for the first day. And then we've got £8.25 for the next 7. And then we've got to add that delivery fee on of £7.50. So it's £8.90 to begin with. £8.25 times 7, using the calculator here, gives me £57.75. And then that's £7.50 delivery and collection added on at the end. So we add all those up, £8.90 plus £57.75 plus £7.50 gives us a total of £74.15. So we can see then the company you should choose is going to be Hanover, because it is cheaper, and we can see that it's cheaper. The reason is given in our working out above. We have to show that working out to make sure that we pick up to prove and support our answer there. Right, question 6, a lot going on here. So it says a supermarket is carrying out a promotion in January. Andrew is collecting vouchers from the supermarket. Each red voucher is worth 5, blue is worth 9, and yellow is worth 12. It says Andrew collects 120 vouchers in January. And you're told some fractions and percentages, and he wants to see if he gets at least 1,000 points. So the number of red vouchers, well, we need a third of 120. Well, we do 120 divided by 3. So that means he's got 40 red vouchers. Blue is 35% of 120. And to work that out, if we're using a calculator, we'll do 120, divide it by 100, times it by 35, and that will give us an answer 42. So he's got 42 blue. So he's got 40 red and 42 blue. And the yellow vouchers, well, we've got to do 120 and take away each of those numbers, because it says the rest are yellow. 120 minus 40 minus 42 is 38. So we now know how many he's got of each voucher. And then we need to work out the points for red. 40 times 5. So he's got 200 points from red vouchers. For blue, 42 times 9 is 378. And yellow vouchers are worth 12, and he's got 38 of them. So we need to do 38 times 12. 38 times 12 gives you 456. And we need to add all those together because we want the total points. So 456 plus 378 plus 200 gives us 1,034. And then we answer, will Andrew get a prize? Yes. He needs 1,000 points and has 1,034. So we can see there, we've shown it all the way through that yes, he does. Okay, so the next one. Anish is a student who wants to buy a jumper online. The jumper is sold in 2 online shops, and he wants to pay the least amount of money. So the cost of the jumper at shop A, so we've got to do 32 plus 20% of 32 first. Well, to get 20%, we'll divide it by 5. So we've got 32 plus 32 divided by 5. 32 divided by 5 is £6.40. So 32 plus 6.4. So it's £38.40 there. But he gets the price reduced by a third. So we need to do 1/3 of £38.40. If we work that out, £38.40 divided by 3 is £12.80. And then it's reduced by, so we take that off, £38.40, take off £12.80. Gives us an answer there of £25.60. So for shop A, it's £25.60. For shop B, we've got to do £39.60, but it's reduced by 45%. So we want to do 45% of £39.60. Well, that's going to be £39.60 divided by 100 times by 45, which gives us £17.82. And it's reduced by, so we have to take that off, £39.60 minus 17.82. So that's £21.78. But then we got to add that delivery charge on. So 21.78 plus £2.50 gives us an answer there of £24.28. And so if he wants to pay the least amount of money for this jumper, he should choose shop B. And our working out shows that shop B is cheaper. Right, on to the next one. Question 9 makes wooden blocks in shape of a cuboid, and we give them the blocks in centimeters, but the boxes are in meters. So the first thing we need to do is convert these values into centimeters. To change meters to centimeters, we times by 100. So 0.8 times by 100 is 80 centimeters. 1.2 times by 100 is 120 centimeters. And 1.5 times 100 is 150 centimeters. So we then work out the volume of the blocks, and we're going to do everything in centimeters from this point forwards. So 15 times 8 times 16. So the volume of a wooden block is 1,920 centimeters cubed. The volume of a box, well, we're going to do 80 times 150 times 120, because everything here is cuboids. So 80 times 150 times 120 is 1,440,000. And then to work out how many can be packed in, we need to divide that total area by the area for each one. So 1,440,000. Divide it by 1,920. You see here I'm using the fraction way of writing division. And that gives us an answer of 750 wooden blocks. All right, now moving on, and yet this is the last question here. Again, more area. So first of all, we need to work out the area of the wall. So we've got 36 times 1.8. So the area of the wall is 64.8 square meters. We know 1 litre covers 6 meters squared. So to get the number of litres, we need to do 64.8 and divide it by 6, which tells us that we need 10.8 litres of paint. Now it says that paint is sold in 1.5 litre tins and in 5 litre tins. Well, if we need 10.8 litres, we're going to need 2 5 litre tins. And we will need one 1.5 litre tin. So we need 2 5 litres, so that'll get us up to 10, and then 1 5 litre. Now the cost that they need to buy then, well, that's going to be 2 times £12.50, which is 25, and then we need to add on that single 1.5 litre tin, which is going to be £3.75. Give us a total cost there of £28.75. And the working gives us our reason. Okay, then year 11, that should allow you to check your answers. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you for a live lesson later in the week. Take care.